Hello everybody and welcome to Moto3 for live watch along of the German Grand Prix. The atmosphere is once again through the roof, and let's hope that with 23 laps ahead of us we see a great race, because anything is possible here. It's a short circuit here at the Sachsenring. It's only 2.281 miles long as well. Top speed at over 180 mile per hour on a Moto3 bike as well. Longest straight, only 700 metres, 0.435 miles. Constructed back in 1996, modified in 2003. Race lap record here is Dennis Onchi from last year, 1:26.253. And it's Amur Sasaki starting on pole position in the 71. What are we going to see from him as we get ready for the green lights to go on? It's the German Grand Prix for Moto3. And here it comes. Sync up live when the world feed music comes on. Sit back and enjoy your first race of Sunday for MotoGP's racing. It's the Moto3 German Grand Prix with 1 minute to go until the formation lap. Here's your starting grid. Sasaki's on pole position. Alongside him is Onchu and Ortola. Second row sees Vigio alongside Messia, and Daniel Hologado starts in 6th position, our championship leader. Third row of the grid is Toba, Monrella and Stefano Nepper. Then it's Farizzo, Artegas and Bertoletti on row 4. Fifth row of the grid as well. That takes up with Andrea Minio alongside David Alonso and Yamanaka. 6th row sees Ruda Ferruli and Joe Kelso in 18th. 7th row on the grid sees Mario Argi alongside Anna Codisso and Riccardo Rossi. Then on row number 8, it's Roman Fanati alongside Fernandez and Joshua Whiteley. 9th row of the grid, that takes us with Busheral, Sharil and Scott Ogden starts 27th. And on the 10th row of the grid, Salvador and Munoz lines up as well. We're underway then for the formation lap. We get off here at the Sachsenring. It's a fantastic atmosphere in the village of Saxony, just outside here in Germany. The Sachsenring is electric. 2 Moto3 races have already passed. Race 1 was energetic. Race 2 did require a red flag due to the wet weather. No sign of that today though. Track temperature 38 degrees, air temperature 25, 46% is the humidity. The atmosphere is ready. Always a fun one, the German Grand Prix. I've always said I'd love to see a battle here between the motos. I'd love to see Formula 1 here. I'd love to see IndyCar, if they make a trip over, come to the Sachsenring. It's more an IndyCar style circuit than Formula 1. They would love it here. It's a bit like Road America where we are this weekend. It's got that bite to it, that grit and determination that we're going to see a fantastic event. So, teeth are gritted for this one. It's got the longest and most confusing track on the calendar. Are you ready? Why? Because it is 3 right-hand corners and 10 left-hand corners for this circuit. It's one of the most bizarre situations you can ask for in racing, because it is just different, so different to what we've seen before. As they come out of the last corner, as we are preparing, all set. As I said, 23 laps, then it'll be 26 laps for Moto2, then it'll be 30 laps for MotoGP. Daniel Hologado, 109 points. He leads to Juan Masia by 35. 41 points to Ortola, 45 as well further back from Monrella. What are we going to see here? Pole position for Sasaki. He will start on the left-hand side. In the dead centre is Dennis Onchu. Ortola's on the right. What are we going to see? Moto3's been a cracker so far this year. Hello to Salva says, good morning. Good morning to you all. It's MotoGP Sunday morning with Moto3 under starters orders with the lights on. Lights out in Sachsenring. Good start actually from Onchu, but here comes up the inside again. And he's been swamped. Sasaki takes the lead. And Vija comes through. Vija's taken into turn 1. Oh, a great launch from 4th place into the first right-hander. Now it's left. Oh, and Onchu almost dropping it with a high side into Castrol Omega. Sazaki's on the inside, trying to take Onchu and Vija, and he's done it. And Onchu takes the lead and slips between the pair of them. It's 3 wide as Sazaki goes round the outside and takes the lead as we come through turn 6, through now turn 7. And Carthaleon a drop down the hill on the left-hander, leads down as well to Audi Brook at 8, 9, 10, and then a swap back into 11. Sasaki leads on Chiwaltola, Vija down to 4th again. Monrella is in 5th, Hologado 6th, Toba in 7th position as they come through. And Hologado making moves at the right time, making places at the right time. That green flag needs a bit of work, doesn't it? We'll get that sorted in a second. As they fight on, 23 to go. Messia's up to 9th. No jump starts according to race control. That's fantastic news. Oh, it's just getting a little bit dodgy in the middle, isn't it? As Toba nearly battling with Alonso. Hologado passing Vija. Now that's up for 5th position. So Hologado to 4th. And he's already chasing down Altola for 3rd as they come across the line. Lap 1 complete. It is Sasaki Onchu, Altola, Hologado, Monrella, Vija, Alonso, Messia. Fiorenzo, Toba, the top 10. Munoz has been given the long lap penalty. We knew that was coming pre-race. Stefano Nepa and Yamanaka pass Artegas with a move on the inside line coming into turn number 1. A nice little cut back between them. And Messia passing Alonso, Bertoletti passing Toba, Ruda passing Foroli as well. There's the long lap penalty coming up for Munoz. Messia passing David Alonso now. So a good start to Moto3 here at the Sachsenring for the German Grand Prix. As the field again just starting to dip down. Fingers crossed we're not going to see anything dramatic happen here in terms of the incidents that we've had before with red flags, yellow flags, safety cars even coming in. Well, not safety cars, but you know what I mean in this matter. So fingers crossed we are having a good event. As I'm here, but I'm just fixing that green flag for you. You're going to see it come up on your timing tower shortly. I'm doing it, but this is looking... Oh, that'll work. Oh, Crasher! Someone's down the back. Who's fallen? It's Vija! Vija's crashed out. Yellow flag, and he's dropped it. That is such a disappointment. Come on to my monitor at the top. It brings out the yellow flag, and he's just dropped it. Just hit the front. And you just have to go, no. Not what you want to see. He's just dropped it coming through turn 12. That's not turn 12, that's turn 7. That's Carthaleon. The computer can't even make his mind up on where it needs to be. You're seeing the monitors work out a bit quicker than I am up here in the commentary box as Mino trying to get up as well. That timing screen needs to catch up. It's a bit delayed. Daniel Hologado with a 1:25.759 has set a new best race lap record. Well, that's not actually because it's a 1:20. Oh, no, he has. Yeah, 1:25.7. So, yeah, new fastest lap record then in Moto3 history at this track. That's due to the best conditions we've seen here. 38-degree track temperature in the Sachsenring as well as this early in the morning is unheard of as well. It's 11 a.m. there in Germany. It's coming up to the midday point where the sun's going to be at its highest, and hopefully it's all going to be good. Timing screens starting to catch up with themselves now, which they have done brilliantly. Sasaki leads, but oh, look at Onchu and Hologado is going on the inside, and Onchu keeps ahead, but coming through turn 12 at Sachsen, but it goes a bit too wide. That allows Hologado to slip through, coming into Quickenberg at turn 13. So Hologado goes to second. Our championship leader is already on the attack of Sasaki. Yellow flag has been retrieved, by the way, for Vija's accident, so that's him done for the day. I've realised it must be these shoes, because I never had these problems when I was wearing the Converse yesterday, so I'll change shoes after this. Hologado, 1:25.694. New best race lap record coming in already then with 20 to go. Sazaki's pulled out a 4/10 advantage as they swing back, looking on board with Juan Messia to ahead of Alonso in 6th, Monrella in 5th position, and Munoz has now been reminded of his long lap penalty. I don't think he's served it just yet because it would have flashed up on our timing screens that he served it, so we will find that out as Monrella versus Alonso and Messia, and Down through the field, Masia and Manuela go through it. Alonso's past Masia. Well, the timing screens need a big whack to make him working again. As we've got a battle for fifth brewing between everyone, and it's getting quite tense. Munoz has been reminded of his long lap penalty as we fly back into Sachin. And Bertoletti's dropped down 2 places. Farinio has dropped down to 20th as well on the timing tower. You can see it happening on the side there, so they're all just changing places. You're seeing, by the way, everybody in this race on your timing tower. We've adjusted everything finally ready for Moto3. We've got their own timing graphics. There's Munoz taking his long lap penalty, so we knew that was coming, unfortunately. Tell you what, iPads are good for some things, but they are terrible for getting notes on as well for Moto3. They've been loading for 5 minutes and just aren't wanting to work as they come into the braking zone then once again, and Munoz has completed his long lap penalty. So you see it flash up on your end as they attack. Lap 5 of 23. Sasaki leads, Holgado, Onchu, Tola, Masia, Alonso, Manuela, Yakanama, Napa, Fabrizio, Ortega, Saruda, Bertoletti, Minio, Toba, Kelso, Fanati, Argi, Furilio, Fernandez, Ogden, Munoz, Salvador Rossi, Basari, Sharil, Joshua Whiteley, Anaconiso, and out of the race was Vija as well. Fanati's past Kelso, Macias past Alonso with a nice move on the inside line. And Alonso gets through. And past, and now, yeah, he's got past Manolo, but Macias really passed him. It's just all changing dramatically. If anybody's got any idea what we're going to see in this race, please do throw in a postcard for us, because we have got no idea what this race is turning into. It is just confusion amongst confusion. Sasaki at the moment is on course for only his 3rd ever win in Moto3 history. See where he... Previous wins for Sasaki. I have to take my iPad off charger. So Sasaki, his previous wins came in the Netherlands and the Austrian Grand Prix last season. Assen is next weekend, by the way, and we're live for that again. Fingers crossed, everything back to normal as well, because this weekend's been a bit different. We'll be live on Twitch for the MotoGP practice sessions. Qualifying, sprint and race will be on YouTube in live formats. We're just swapping over between the two channels. Holgado, 129. He's now here. So 129 is his points. He's going to be 44 clear of Masia, 45 clear of Sasaki, 48 clear of Ortola. So Holgado is just running away with this year's Moto3 World Championship, and there's absolutely nothing we can do to stop him. I noticed Omi's joined the box, probably watching the session as well. Hope you're enjoying it, Omi. If you've got your mic on, you're welcome to say something. Hello, Emmy.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, are you doing all right? Good morning. You okay?
Yeah, morning. I'm happy now because I've just read that they removed the turn 2 wall.
Have they? Fantastic! Common sense.
But we still have the one on the long straight, I believe.
Ah, well, that's something at least, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That will be something. We'll get that sorted. But good. That means we won't have a massive accident when in the race later. As the cross line Alonso passes Manuela, 7th and 8th, changing over across it. Segregation starting to come in because we've got Sasaki leading by 1.4 seconds. And we've got Holgado, Onchu, Tola bunched up together. And another gap before Masia, Nepa, Alonso, Manuela, Yamanaka, and Fabrizio all congealed together. And that's a little bit wide from the championship leader, Holgado, and down in Castrol Omega. And Onchu wastes no time serving him some dessert and flips it up the inside. Onchu goes to 2nd position. Holgado down to 3rd. Ortola remains in 4th, waiting to capitalise on a few positions. Can't really see much going on for the attack zone, as he's going to look on the inside and Carthalian. No, Ortola can't get through there. And Macias past Stefano Nepa, so 5th and 6th have changed over here as well in Moto3. And look at that, Masia up to 5th, Nepa down to 6th, Alonso's up to 7th as well as Manuela up to 8th, Yamanaka's down to 9th, timing screens again. Changing over. They are going to need a bit of a refresh before Moto2, I feel, which is coming up live as well at 11:10. Lights out 11:15. Our coverage schedule for today is quite complicated. If you haven't subscribed yet to watch it all, we've got, this is all British summer time, by the way, 10 AM, as you know, we're watching now the Moto3. 11:10, it's the Moto2 German Grand Prix. at 12:05 straight after. It's the opening race in the British touring cars. That takes us to a 5-minute build-up of MotoGP as we got 5 wide into turn 1. Up the inside comes Masia. He's been forced out. Stefano Neppa is going up the inside. Neppa takes it. Then we get Yamanaka coming through. Monrella and Alonso dropping down 2 places. Rossi's been given a track limits warning as well out there on the circuit, but they've all just kept it together. So yes, 12:05 British summer time. It's the British Touring Car Championship Race 1 from Alton Park. Then at 12:55 straight after, we're in for the German Grand Prix watch along. 5 minutes before lights out. A quick build up while we wait for everything to get sorted. Then at 2:25 British summer time, it's race 2 from Alton Park. Then a bit of a gap. 5:25 it all kicks off though. 5:25 until 6. Coverage of Alton Park for race 3 of the touring cars. 6 until 9. You can join us both for IndyCar at Road America and the Formula 1 Canadian Grand Prix. That's 6 till 9 British summer time. Megan will be taking you through the first hour. She's hosting the Formula 1 before the race starts at 7 o'clock British summer time. I'll be with Jess on IndyCar until around about 10 to 7. So 10 minutes before that lights up for F1, I'll make my way over to this commentary box and commentate the Formula 1. So that's how it's going to work today. 15 laps to go then. Lap 9 of 23. Sasaki leads by 1.4 seconds, but Onchu, Hologado and Ortola having a little battle into turn 1. Meantime, further back, Yamanaka coming under attack. Monrella's up the inside. Monrella's going for it on Yamanaka and takes 5th position. Great move on the inside. And that's Ferroni's been given a track limits warning as well. So he's got to take more care of himself. Monrella P6 keeping on the attack. So yeah, we've got a lot of action coming up today. And Omi's in the box, I think, for nearly all of it. So you're in for a long day as well, my friend. As they come into it. Just being tagged in everything for Father's Day. Happy Father's Day for everyone out there, by the way. Around the world. As we see the 96 of Hologado on Ortola closing in. And now we keep on. Bit of a calm session now as Yamanaka. Is that the timing screen just catching up with what we just saw? 35, 12, 15, 10. Yeah, so we've got Yamanaka 5th, Monrella in 6th. Messia's taken 7th. Napa's down to 8th position. This is it, what we're looking at now on the board. Desperately need a haircut for next weekend. Nepa 7th, Messia 8th, Alonso 9th, Farizza takes 10th, Munoz and Ferrari pass. Adrian Fernandez has dropped down to 18th place in the field. Ferrari's got a track limits warning as well, so just bear that in mind as we're on 14 laps to go here of the Grand Prix. Just taking the braking zones in. On the inside, as we see, that's Nepa. So that's Yamanaka, Monrola, and Nepa in a battle. Really bad sneezing fits now in the commentary box. Sorry for that. Yamanaka in 5th, Monrola in 6th position as they ride up the hill. Still a lot of battling together. Messia's just holding it in the line as well in 8th position. We know how good he is at storming through the field, but they've gapped. Sasaki is being caught by Onchi, Hologado and Ortola, but between Ortola and Yamanaka, it's 5.6 seconds. Not sure if this will work, actually. Let's take a look. Yeah, it doesn't really work on the Moto3. You need to set one of these up for battle screens, but it is getting quite tight. Really tight stuff. Ortola. Where's the track noise gone? Moto3 used to be so loud, and now it's quiet at this circuit. Ortola's closing in on Hologado. So far, expecting him to have an attack. There's our track noise finally. Onchu in 2nd place. 1.1 the gap between him and Sasaki at the line. So now they're starting to split up. The entire field. This is not a normal Moto3 race. Normally in Moto3, everyone's together, bunched up. I don't know what's happening recently in the support classes. They're all being just thrown apart at really weird positions and just expected to deal with it and not being told why, not being told why it's important. Alonso's up to 8th, Messia down to 9th, Bertoletti's up to 12th, Toba's down into 13th. We're just waiting now. It's almost frustratingly bad, this race for Moto3. We had great races in Moto E. Moto E gave us 2 fantastic races. So far this morning, Moto3 is being a dud. Not giving as much action at the moment. And the field's separated by way too much. This is a short track. This shouldn't be happening. Hologado is, we know that already because he's not going to make the move, is he? Monrella passes Alonso. Masia passes Artegas. Altola's closing in on Hologado, coming into turn 12 at Sachin. Can't look on the inside line. Hologado goes defensive. Not going to do anything there either. So it's all... There's Omega. Being told Richie might be watching as well. So hi, Richie, if you are. Cross the line then. Alonso, their orders changing over and waiting. Nino passing Ruda. Hologado's our championship leader. 2.6 seconds now he's lost to Onchu. 2.6 seconds. Insanely off the pace. Power back. Switch hairpins through. Alonso's past Yamanaka. Alonso's up into 5th. The only good battle on the track, and we're not seeing it. But tell you what, Onchu 7/10 behind Sasaki. He's closing in there as well, so there's still a little room to find. There's still a little time and still a little pace. So we're not going to give up hope just yet as to what we're seeing here. Sasaki, though, 5/10 off the pace. Onchu's closing in. Come on, this should be easier than this. It definitely 110% should be easier than this to have both a live and difficult session. Nepa's passed Monrella, so that's up into 7th place for him. As we look down now at Hologado in 3rd position with Otolo in 4th. And Otolo's closing in as we come to the left-hander at the Sachin Ring, turn 12. Back up towards Quickenberg, the last corner of the track. Macia's past Monrella. Up into 8th position. Hologado's starting to go defensive. Altola's starting to have a little bit of an attack here. Onchu might be battling with Sasaki soon as well for the race lead. That might bring everybody back into it. So the race has a lull point. It started well, now it's gone to a low. We could have a high before the end with 11 laps to go. Alonso, Yamanaka, Nepa, Masia, Monrella, all in the battle too as they cross the line. So that's the battle. We need a split screen. That's what we need, because the batting further behind is great as Monrella's past Masia. Only one retirement so far, the 29 starters here in Moto3, and that is Colin Vija, who retired on the 3rd lap of the race. Now, what's the gap between Sasaki and Onchu? Last count, 0.547. New count at the end of the 2nd sector is 0.33... 0.334. So Onchu, he's visibly closing now. We're looking in finally on our TV pictures. This is, and look at that, Onchu's like flapping around with his hands. He's got something caught between his leg, I think, on his knee slider. And he's trying to get rid of it. He's just touching the side of it as well, like brushing it off, and can't keep it through. Come on, and we're going to see an overtake. We're going to see someone try it. Someone have the attention to have a little run for it, a little attack. Not seeing anything just yet as they come into the braking zones. Sasaki, though, leads. Onchu is 2nd. 4.7 seconds to Hologado at the line. And now look at that. He was 2/10 up in the 2nd sector. And now he's 2/10. He's lost that 2/10 over sectors 3 and 4. So Onchu is sort of gaining, then going back. Gaining and going back. He's not one for staying and doing that, but he is hitting his leg quite a bit. Wow, finally we get that battle as up the inside comes Monrella, dive-bombing Masia and Stefano Nepa. So Monrella goes back up, I think, into 7th position. Yep. Nepa 8th. Masia 9th. This is proper Moto3, the scraps between it. Riders here probably thinking, oh, this is the best race of the year. I can't wait to watch this back on television and see how much they caught. None of it is the answer. We've been looking at it, guys, as Monrella passes Nepa again. So that time it's screen changing again. Ferroli's been given a long lap penalty. So Ferroli, long lap penalty. As they switch back through Carthalian. Now back up to the front with Sasaki and Onchu. And Alonso is up to 5th, passing Yamanaka. Monrella to 7th, passing Stefano Nepa. Again, this is the bizarre stuff. Why aren't we having attacks? Why aren't we having runs on the inside line? I feel like almost punching the television monitor. It's not a fun race, this. We're sort of bubbling up with the adrenaline, trying to keep it in because nothing is happening. But come on! Ferroli's been given a track limits he's been given a long lap penalty for exceeding the track limits. Well, we knew that was coming. Their stewards have been really critical so far. Hologado closing off for Moto3 into turn 1. And just takes it perfectly. That's it. We need a co-commentator. Sasaki 2/10 clear of Onshu. 6.2 off there. Of the rest of the field. Sasaki, though, 126.380. Onshu 126.145. Hologado 127.418. So Onshu was the fastest on that last lap by some margin. We're still not breaking the records of the 123s we saw. Sorry, the 125s, 7s we were seeing earlier. The pace, yeah, 125.694 for Daniel Hologado. That's our fastest lap of the race so far. And the last laps weren't anything. Although we didn't get to see that. As Hologado's passed Ortola. Why is the timing screen glitching like that? Because they haven't changed positions. And that means you want to know, means I want to know. So what are we missing that we're not seeing on the monitors? Because we're not seeing anything. Rossi's passed Ferroli. And Moto2 is going to be boring as well. Hopefully MotoGP is exciting, but goodness me. Come on, guys. We should not have 7-second leads in Moto3. This is a spec class that should be close together. 95% of the field are KTMs. The same KTMs. We've got the Husqvarna leading at the moment. We've got KTMs, Gas, and Honda, and the CF Moto bikes. That's it. But Husqvarna lead with Sasaki at the moment, the second one. Well, Colin Vigio is out of the race after making a demon start. I'm actually yawning. What is going on? This is not Moto3. At least Onchu's giving us a race. 2/10 now, 1/10. Here we go. Something to wake us all up from the slump of Moto3's German Grand Prix. Sasaki's leading it, but Onchu's right there in second position. And he is closing on him as we come through turn 10 and 11 at Audi Brook. Down the hill we come. Is Onchu going to make the move now and start to build up a gap, or are we in for a 7-lap long battle? You can hear the engines tuning down and then disappearing because the microphones decide to be taken away. Dorna's TV direction. I tell you what, I'm not happy with Dorna in the last couple of weeks. And personal issues that we've been affected with as well, but still, this is getting ridiculous. Nepo's passed. Marcia is up into 8th position. TV director needs sacking at this rate. Onchu pulls to the inside line, I think, just to get a little look on Sasaki into turn 1, see what it's like without any air and a toe. It seems to be manageable if he wants to go for it. He might have an attack on it soon. Ortola having an attack on Hologado into turn 1. Oh, they both take it a little bit too late. Sort of dragging each other in. Yellow flag, sector 4, and I believe it's going to be... Is someone at the back? Can't tell just yet. Is it Joshua Whiteley? Oh, I hope it's not. Yellow was out, now he's back in again. I think Joshua Whiteley has actually dropped on the timing screens, but he's gone yellow, and now we've gone green. So I think he might have just gone off the track, and it's automatically, like, called in. Ferroli has been given the long lap penalty as well. So he has been told to take it. 7 to go. Sasaki, Onshu, Hologado, Ortola, Alonso, Monrella, Yamanaka, Masia, Nepa, Farizzo. And now we've got Ferroli with that penalty as well coming in. Into the braking zone. Yeah, incorrect long lap penalty. So he's got another long lap penalty for Ferroli. He did it wrong. Sasaki, the gap now a 1/10 of a second. Only Onshu crashing can stop this little party from bubbling up on the surface. Away we go then. 6 laps left of the Moto3 German Grand Prix. Sasaki leads with Onshu second. They're now in a title. They're now in a race hunt fight. Into turn 1. Dennis Onshu's never had a win. 62 Grand Prix starts, 7 podiums, 6 poles. Onshu was 0.053 off his first win 7 days ago at the Italian Grand Prix. We can watch that watch along on YouTube. We uploaded on Friday in a special premiere. But this is now looking strong. Can Onshu? He's looking feisty. He's looking for it. Can he take his first ever win, or is Sasaki going to hold him 2 in the count? I really hope Onchu can do it. That will save a bad race. He'll save the best race ever. Maybe between these two, it is going to be. It's all about perspective when it comes to viewing what type of race is good or not. From a viewer's point of view, this one's been average. But it's heating up with the final few. Onchu is staying in. Hologado and Ortola still passing each other. Onchu's looking for a move on the inside line, coming into Sachin. Sasaki shuts the door. What about coming into Quickenberg, turn 13? Onchu looks to the outside, doesn't work out. Stays in the line, dive bombs on the inside, gets a little look, doesn't work. Careful, Dennis, careful, just pace yourself here. He's right behind, he's nodding, he's agreeing as he comes down on the line. Push harder, his team are saying over the pit radio. He looks over to the pit board, down towards turn 1 with 5 to go. Sasaki hits the brakes, turns it in. Onchu takes a little bit of a wider line to try and get a cutback. He keeps on the accelerator. Now we look back to 3rd and 4th, Hologado and Ortola. And they've got 4 seconds. Oh, Hologado goes wide. Ortola gets a better exit. Can't do anything there. And Onchu leads! Oh, we missed it! Oh, and Sasaki's back in front! What's going on with the timing screens? Onchu had the lead as Sasaki got past. I'd love to see it on a replay. 96 thousandths was the gap. Hologado and Ortola still battling. Onchu trying to go on the outside and Carthalian. Oh. Ferroni's been given another long lap penalty. As he's 3rd of the race, he's going to get a black flag at this point. Out of Audibrook, down through turn 11. Come on. Sasaki will be a great winner, but Dennis Onchu winning his first race after being denied so many times. So many close second places. I'd love for Dennis to get his first win here at the Sachin Ring. Into the last corner. 4 laps remain then of the German Grand Prix. Who is going to win? Onchu's very close as we head down towards turn 1. He pulls to the left-hand side. Now doubles back to the inside. The right in towards turn 1. A right-hander. One of only 3 on the track. Takes it, brakes, and keeps on. Come on, what are we going to see? Sasaki's feeling nervous. Onchu's piling the pressure on. And I think this is the moment we had a lead change. As Monrella passes Alonso and Yamanaka passes Nepa. Yeah, oh, and yeah, look, back of the calf has started to go for Dennis Onchu. He's rubbing the back of his left-hand calf. So Onchu's got a little bit, I think, of cramp. He's literally just, let's see if I can get my leg, he's just going like that. I don't think I can, no. Just going like that, his left-hand side. Long lap penalty complete for Ferroli, finally. So he's got a bit of cramp on his left leg, calf at the top. So that's going to be causing him jip. It's a left-hand circuit. You are dangling it over quite a lot. So Onchu riding through the pain. He's running out of time. Sasaki just holding it on. Taber's past Munoz. Fanati's dropped down to 20th, passed by Rossi, Fernandez, RG. Fanati's also been given a track limits warning now. Onchu's firing out the last corner. 3 laps to go with the German Grand Prix of Moto3. Where could Onchu through it? He's looking at Lou on the inside. He's still rubbing his calf. Doctor's dangle with his right leg. Left leg getting a little bit off the peg there, just trying to ease the pain. Sasaki, 130 mile an hour. Onchu, 129. Onchu is a mile an hour off everybody else, so that's a worry. To try and keep it. Whoa, hello, 3 wide towards turn number 1. Masia trying to pass Ortola with Monrella in the battle as well. And Alonso comes through and takes it. Alonso goes up to 5th. Masia 6th. Monrella 7th. Yamanaka 8th. Well, maybe not, because Nepa's in there too. So now this race is heating up. It's a slow burn at the Sachin Ring, isn't it? Matteo Bertoletti 9th, Nepa 10th. Hologarda's going to have a 41-point lead over Sasaki and Masia. And then 44 to Ortola if it's to finish as it is. But I think Onchu might close in here. Sasaki's going a little bit too deep. Yep, Onchu's here for it, isn't he? Onchi's going to make it on the last lap. Monrella passes Yamanaka. Toba passes Ruda further back into the last corner. Well, that's 2 to go after this. Onchi looked for it. He dive bombed at the Quickenberg. He wants to test out all the maneuvers. Onchi's being smart for once. Really good stuff from Deniz Oncu, the young Turkish rider looking for his first ever win here in Germany. Closes on the inside line. Sazaki's riding the normal line. Onchu's darting around everywhere, but it's working for him. He's keeping in the tyres. He's keeping in that pressure. He knows where he needs to be. Through Castrol Omega. Up towards turns 4, 5 and 6. Onchu's looking around the outside. Sasaki shuts that door down. Onchu is now just sort of he's playing mind games. Oi! Onchu's having a bit of a wiggle on the front end of the bike as well. Bertoletti's crashed. Bertoletti has crashed out of the race. Rider okay, according to the timing screens. That's in the second sector. Can Onchu do anything? Coming through Audi Brook. He's still keeping it. Now to the right-hander. Through turn 11. Next time round's the last lap. Onchu's looking for it. Can't find a way through at turn 12 from the Sachin. What about turn 13 at Quickenberg? He's practiced the dive bomb here before. He's going to practice it again, looking on the inside. Sasaki shuts the door. Onchu has practiced everything. He's done the dress rehearsal. It's time for the main performance. Final lap here at the German Grand Prix. Who is going to win? Sasaki's holding it. Yellow flag retrieved. Onchu's going to go for his first attack into turn 1. He sits back, takes a wide line, gently pulls it in, gets a faster exit. Sasaki shuts it into turn 2. Hugs the inside line. Onchu tries to get a look on the inside, coming into Castrol Omega. Not working. Tries around the outside. He's trying so hard. Not working. But it's a grippier line through there. It keeps him in into turns 4, 5 and 6. Coming down towards Carthalian. The drop down the hill. Onchu's looking for it. Where is he going to do? It's going to have to be a last corner dive through Carthalian. Onchu controlling the slide. Sasaki pacing it out front. Up towards Audi Brook at turn number 8. Then the long sweep at 9 and 10 before right-hander at 11. Sasaki's holding it again. Onchu doesn't want to finish second once more. He did it 7 days ago. 0.053 of a second. He wants to win. Through turn 11. He's going to try. Down the outside. Sasaki blocks him off. Turn 13 and 14 is his last opportunities. Into Sachin. He can't do it. He's trying round the outside. He's got the toe. Wheel to front wheel touching. Into the last corner. Sasaki's blocked him off. Onchu's dive bombing. Onchu's going for it. He just rehearsed it. He's done it brilliantly. He gets the exit. It's Turkish delight. And Deniz Oncu wins. Fantastic. The lunch round is over. 62 starts. And he is a race winner with a dress rehearsal that went all right on the night. Sasaki second. Hologado holds off Ortola for third. Fourth Ortola. Alonso fifth. Macia sixth. Monrella seventh. 8th for Yamanaka, 9th Nepa, 10th Artegas, Frizzo 11th, Munoz 12th, Ruda 13th, Toba 14th, Mino the last point in 15th, Fernandez 16th, Rossi 17th, Fanati 18th, Agi 19th, 20th Ogden, Ferroni 21st, Kelso 22nd, Joshua Whiteley 23rd, Salvador 24th, Busserai 25th, Sherrill 26th, Anacarissa 27th, Bertoletti and Vija out of the race. But finally, Deniz Oncu wins, and it is mighty, mighty deserved. Oh, fantastic. What a race that was. I have never seen an end to a Moto3 race like that. That was brilliant. Oncu at the line. Last weekend in Italy at Mugello, he was 0.053 behind Hologado. Here today, he wins by 0.095 11.5. That race was a slow burn, but for Dennis Onchu, it's the best race he's ever done. 62 career starts. That's his first ever win. Turkey's first ever win in MotoGP categories as well with Moto3. That was absolutely spectacular. I've never seen an end like that. He was planning that for 6 laps. Every time when we came to that last corner at the the Quickenberg, he practiced on the inside. He looked on the inside line. He thought about it. Sasaki could see him doing it. And on the last lap, Sasaki went for the dive bomb to defend, then had to come back to take the line. But Onchu hadn't even gone for it then. And he just sent it up the inside, a perfect run out the last corner, and it's such a short run to the line up the hill. Sasaki had no chance to catch back. If the straight was just a little bit longer with the finish line, it would have ended differently, but Onchu timed it to perfection. Artegas has dropped to position due to exceeding track limits on the last lap, so he drops from 10th to 11th. That message just come through on race control, but that was a great end to the race. And absolutely fantastic from Dennis Onchu to win the Moto3 German Grand Prix. We'll be back for Moto3 in just 7 days' time. Moto2 is coming up at 11:10 British Summer Time. Join us for that shortly. But Dennis Onchu is a Moto3 winner with a last lap gamble dive. It really is Turkish delight. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.